Anyway, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Game number 2 between 4 Brits, 1 Finn, and a long-ass Russian name. So, Team Radiant, yay! So, we'll see how this second game is going to be adjusted to a little bit. Exactly the same bans coming out from 4 Brits, just purely targeting towards Agnitos. And I do believe those were the same bans in the first game as well from the Radiant sides. So, just pretty clear, copy and paste so far. We'll see if they're going to go for the same sort of openers. Oh, no, already a little mix-up here. Baden being the first pick for 4 Brits. And we'll see how the Radiant are actually going to respond to this one. I think before they first picked, what was it? It was Sand King. And was it the Wind Ranger? Yeah, it was the Wind Ranger. No, it wasn't even the Sand King. It was the Wind Ranger and the Void Spirit, which is very early. But now they actually go for Sand King Silencer opener up, which is interesting to see. I wonder if this is going to be like a position 4 silencer or a mid silencer. I think in the mid lane it works a little bit better. It's a very snowbally hero, but if you can shut him down early on, you really reduce his effectiveness in the game. And he starts to feel quite underwhelming. Okay, we'll see how he ends up panning out, whether it's actually going to go into the hands of Hexen or not. We'll have to wait and see. But the Beastmaster was the final pick up there for 4 Brits. Well, not the final pick, but their second pick. So I assume then that's going to go into the hands of Jihadi Swamp for the off lane. Going to go for the normal Helm of the Overlord rush. Don't really see it going any other way. That's just bog standard nowadays for a Beastmaster. You lose the Necro Book, you gain a Helm of the Overlord. Yeah, you know, you take what you can get. So once again, exactly the same bans here from the Radiant side. Removing the Hood, removing the Dark Willow. So I guess that's just the heroes that Jamie Twit really loves to play. As they are mainly position 4s. I mean, the Hoodwink could possibly be towards Nappa for the 5, maybe. Could be either. They might have, maybe it's worth banning out the Dawnbreaker. I don't know if it's that much of a problem in that last game. I feel like Dragon really did a lot of the work, as well as Jihadi Swamp. They were doing a lot of effort in those fights. It was quite chaotic. They were keeping it down. They're keeping it level-headed. And just pure position 1 bans from 4 Brits as well. Take away the Weaver, the PL, as well as the Terrorblade.
10 seconds remain.
And those are all heroes which normally play quite well up against a Medusa. So maybe that's what they're sort of thinking about, grabbing that this time for themselves. Possible. It is possible. That's some thought going into the second phase bans. Yeah, okay, they actually decide to remove the Ursa. Not a hero that you see very often. But I guess it's something that that Shift does play. Otherwise, I wouldn't see the reason why to actually decide to ban it out. It's not exactly like it's a meta hero anymore.
10 seconds. 5 seconds remain.
We'll see what they're going to start off with, though. Probably going to be one of their supports. Maybe they could try and fake this Silencer as support for as long as they can. Which could be interesting. Yeah, try and fake it as a 4. So maybe grab a hero which could look like it goes mid. Lena definitely does that. So yeah, either one of these two could be the 4. It's sort of a coin toss between which one. Well, I think in just terms of actual lane combinations, a Sand King Lena works a bit better than a Sand King Silencer. So I'm leaning towards the Lena being the 4 rather than the Silencer being the 4. I mean, especially... Wait, can you purge off the magic... The curse, whatever the hell it is, with the Photic Shield? Oh god, they go for the Tiny again. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know, boys. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know.
10
We'll see.
seconds.
We'll see. Maybe I'm just getting completely wrong end of the stick here. I don't know.
5 seconds remain.
Maybe they're actually going to fake this out as another pickup for shift, and maybe they're going to go for put it as like a position 4 or something, or in the mid lane. It's very possible. Fingers crossed, anyway. Fingers crossed. Oh, dear. Anyway, still got their 4th pick yet to go. I mean, looking like they want to grab their 4 right now. Yeah, they're going to go for the Wind Ranger. So, old Bark's not going to get it this time round. Will fall into the hands of Jammy Twit, I would assume. Nap would be rolling with the Abaddon. Chatty Swamp with the Beastmaster. Shift with the Tiny. Maybe. Hopefully Dragon takes the Tiny. But then Morphlins actually immediately pick up there for the Radiant side. Okay. I suppose if you go for like the shotgun build Morphlin now, you can do the E-Blades, Adaptive Strike, turn into Tiny, Waveform Im, Avalanche Toss, and that is a bajillion amount of magic damage, which will most likely kill any hero on the opposing team. So it could be one to look out for, if that is what their thinking is for going for this 4th pick of Morphlin. So, just the final set of bans here left to go. A Tinker ban out there from 4 Brits. Kind of interesting, seeing as how they've already got a Silencer Lina. Unless they're thinking a position 5 Silencer with a 4 Lina. I mean, maybe. Maybe they're assuming that because you wouldn't leave the position 5 as your final pick, but they did that last game. Agnitos took the final grab with the Lich, which, I mean, they could very well do again. He definitely got some really good Chain Frost in that last game. Did a lot of damage. Not gonna lie.
10 seconds.
But yeah, I wouldn't assume they're looking for a mid lane. I think it's definitely gonna be one of these two. This is where it's an actual mid lane hero, and I'm completely wrong. It's possible. But I mean, I'm looking at it. I'd assume it's a position 5 left, off the top of my head. Meanwhile, 4 Brits after either a mid or a position 1, depends what they're actually after. The Radiant thinking is a mid lane hero, removing the Ember Spirit as well as the Arc Warden. Kind of interested to see the Arc Warden ban. There's nothing that he particularly counters this game.
10 seconds.
I suppose he's actually pretty good against the right clicks of the Lina.
5 seconds.
Morphlin will end up just diving straight into your face. Doesn't make much difference in that regard. Okay, so put a lot of reserve time for both of these two teams to work with for these final picks. And the slight advantage for the Radiant side as 4 Brits have to go first. I mean, there is actually still the Monkey King in the pool, but wouldn't be good. Seems as how he's playing up against Silencer Lina. Only really works in that last game because he's able to dominate the Void Spirit, which is obviously a melee hero. Able to gain the clean advantage that way. "40 seconds. The clock are ticking. The clocks are ticking." Is there any other sort of hero they could go for? An OD. You need to change that audio, mate. It's not Devourer anymore. Learn your own name, buddy. But yeah, OD. That's not a hero you see very often anymore. I mean, normally when it would be picked up, it's to be comboed up with like a Miranda or something. So you do Astral Imprisonment, set up for the arrow, and you just set up for super easy kills. But there isn't any, which is interesting. And I mean, I suppose if he's going to be playing up against the Lina or the Silencer, it's not too bad, actually. Sure, it's a hero that Silencer doesn't enjoy playing versus. Just constantly the Astral Imprisonment reducing his mana pool. Makes it quite a heartbreaking turn of events. Maybe still, they are going to go for the Void Spirit. Is this Hex on the Void again? It is? Okay. So then Barg position for Lina, the 5 on the Silencer, Sparta on the Sand King, and Solo on the Morphling. Wait, what? Is there a name change? Was there a stand-in for game number 1? I think there must have been. Must have been, what's his face? Already forgot what his bloody well name was now. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, everyone on the heroes you'd expect on the side of 4 Brits. Nothing crazy going on there. So who am I actually leaning towards in these fights? I don't know. I think I'm just going to have to lean towards the Radiant. Just because, again, I don't know. I don't have any faith in the position one Tiny. It won last game, sure. But I don't think that was really because of the Tiny at all. I'm not like discrediting Shift's ability to play the hero. I just don't think the hero does the correct job. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm going to lean towards the Radiant this side. That was a good little fade out with the music then. That was almost intentional. Almost. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 2 between the Radiant and 4 Brits. And 1.
My purpose fulfilled.
Finn? 1 Finn, that's it. I was trying to remember what the other one was then. Woof, completely left my brain. But once again, these guys are going for exactly the same move they did in that first one. All heading down towards the bot as a unit. And it looks like he might actually end up bumping into Solo. If they can actually. Jammy Twit, he puts the ward down. They get the spot, the shackle. Leading things off, he gets the grab before the Strength Morph can come out. And this should just be more than enough damage to find the kill. He is Strength Morphing up. They try to dig through all the trees to get himself out there. He will actually get into behind the tower. They're still just chasing after him. And it looks like they're going to try and disengage. He's pretty much already fully Strength Morphed up. Oh my god, the jukes! This man, he's wasting so much time. It's just a matter of time before he eventually falls down here. Jadi Swamp does get the final tap. He definitely made him work for that. I mean, this could be enough time for the rest of the ring to maybe secure some extra bounties. Another 10 seconds. I don't think Hexen's going to be able to secure that one. Maybe they can both guarantee the bottom bounty. Jammy Twit as well as Snapper's already there. They're going to contest this spot. He has to run. They get there just in the nick of time to actually make sure the bounty equilibrium doesn't fall out of their favor. They really want his ass. Yes, they did. And they found it.
I'm not sure this was a smart move.
Is this a new cosmetic? I don't think I've ever seen this one before.
Thanks a lot.
Looks funky as all hell, man. Dark Trench Stalker. Cool looking set, man. Very cool looking set. Will be changed once the Arcana comes out, though. I think it's for him, though. I think it's for him for the Arcana. Anyway, we'll see how this mid lane goes. I would assume that it would be into the favour of Dragon. I mean, not as bad, I'd say. I think Hexen should have a slightly better time than when he was playing up against the Monkey King. But in a similar sort of turn of events, you're just constantly having your mana drained and stuff. Your intelligence reduced down to nothing. It makes it real damn difficult to lane. But pretty neck and neck in CS, 5-2 to 5-0.
I see a lot of nothing in your future.
Yeah, pretty much bang on even. Only one deny actually separating the two of them at this point. I'm not sure if that's really going to change. I mean, maybe once there's a couple of points into Astral, then it maybe will. He's not even putting any points into it. Is this like the new meta for the hero? You just don't bother leveling Astral anymore? It's been a while since I've actually seen OD get played. Okay, he will now take it for his level 3. Just depends if he's going to start actually focusing more levels into it or not. But this time, Sparta's definitely having a much better start. Not level 1 at 4 minutes in with 2 deaths. Bit more successful time in this lane. 6-0 to 6-1 of Shift, so pretty even between the two of them. So yeah, we're going to see what Shift's going to be able to do at a more of an even standing rather than having a free lane. Whether if it's going to screw him over or not, we'll have to wait and see. Agnitos just gets the couple of hits onto the Hawk. Didn't bother chasing it because he thought he was going to run out of radius, but I can't remember what the early bounties for these Hawks are. It's like 50 gold, isn't it? I think it's worthwhile chasing that for a couple of last hits.
My purpose fulfilled.
Aggressive jump forwards there from Sero to secure up the creep kill. Takes a bit of damage in return though. Has to strength morph up a little bit. It's been a while since I've seen a position 5 silencer. I'm not quite sure what the standard build order this, but I think it's just arcane curse spam, right? Did you put 1 point into glaives? Just to start racking up the intelligence gain if you get any kills? Yeah, I think it's worthwhile literally just putting 1 point into it at the start. Still neck and neck between these two in the mid. Actually, I say that. 5 more denies for Dragon. 2/3 towards his 5. Pretty much equal in terms of experience. Mind you, Dragon still has a full creep wave left to go. So actually, he's going to be a level ahead of Hexen by the time he returns to the lane. I don't think he's really going to be able to use that to much like great effect. Bug, standing his ground up against Nappa and Shift here. He's got another LSA up in a second. They are still keeping chase. They're going to go for aggressive jump in, but then the LSA with the Gouda Blade and not the Gouda Blade, sorry, the Burrow Strike. Massive turnaround there from the Radiant side. Just Barg baiting them both in. And Spark just comes in for the clean 2-man burrow into the LSA with a Dragon Slave on top. 3 kills, free money. Even drops the I don't know. Wow. The BM. The BM. And just like that, this lane is going a million times better than Game 1. I don't know what this weird little freezing malarkey is. I wonder if it's like some dodgy server or something. It's like the 3rd time it's happened now. Shift. I want to try and get the cut off there onto Barg, but he ends up running all the way around. Better to play it safe than sorry. And sure enough, he did. Fire them all for them, man. It's so broken. You just stand there. People just casually hitting you. You don't care. You just carry on hitting them back. Always ends up being a trade in your favour. Another random star.
My thanks.
Nap's just trying to do as best as he possibly can to just force Sparta away from the lane. But it's really difficult because as soon as Barg comes back, a few right clicks and it immediately fends him off. Brings all the safety to his position 3. So Dragon looks like he's going straight in for the Meteor Hammer. Old mare. But hey, if it works, no need to change it up. Yeah, what the hell is it? That's a fancy ass courier, man. That's some crazy particle effects, but that costs some money. Money. Yeah, Meteor Hammer now online at 5 minutes 50 in. Obviously, it's pretty difficult to land the combo onto a hero like a Void, because he can always like dissimulate away. You have to time it to perfection, because there is actually a slight cast time for dissimulate. It's not long, but it's definitely there, and it can be enough to screw you over. Had it many times before in the past. And now just the Meteor Hammer spam to get hits onto the tower, start ticking away at it. And this is free damage. It's so easy for such a relatively short cooldown. Was it 20 seconds? 24 seconds. Pretty simple.
Agents of the void.
Look at that. As soon as Hexen gets anywhere near, he just gets astraled up, gets beaten a couple of times, and he's just forced to run away. And that's actually transmuting into about 700 gold, 800 gold? 800 gold advantage for the OD at 7 minutes in. It's a fair chunk. Maybe Shift. You've got to be a little bit careful. I'm thinking about carry on jumping in, but they decided against it.
middle tower is under attack.
The Dragon going for the old Meteor combo. Actually, he's a little bit soon. He mistimes it, allows Hexen to escape. Could have even got the kill onto the car if he wasn't going for that, but hey, it's a little unfortunate for him. I suppose it's just you got to time it perfectly, otherwise he will just escape every single time. I guess you can think about going for it again. Attempt number 2. There we go, hits it perfectly. And that is a dead Hexen for sure. Pops that time. Just a casual plus 347 mana. Always nice. And Hand of Midas is actually queued up for solo. Not something I haven't seen that for a very long time for a Morphling. See how it pans out. Hexen making his first rotation of the game here. Obviously realised there's not much point in going back to the mid. He's just going to get carried on, bullied out again and again. With the jump forwards there onto Shady Swamp, Shackle gets the connection, and he will fall. So nice turnaround there from Solo. Turn himself into the Wind Ranger, get that free grab. Oh, even going to turn into Wind Ranger. He really wants this. But the arrow, he does actually get it. Takes that down. Free bonus 100 gold for him. Very well played indeed. Just wasn't really anything that that Jammy could do to stop it. And just like that, he's nearly got enough for his Hand of Midas already. Well, I say already. It's nearly 9 minutes into the game, but even still, big chunk of gold. Dragon going for another play yet again onto Hexen. Just bullied him off. Can't get that free kill as the Sanity's Eclipse still on cooldown for another like 4 minute and 20. Oh, maybe it was another Astral. Is that going to be enough? No, won't be enough. So much damage, man. Absolutely ridiculous. How could you play in this lane against that? It's just soul crushing. Absolutely soul crushing.
My path leads to riches.
So Spar just dragging creeps, farming up in the jungle, getting that extra bit of bonus gold now. There's not really too much that Shift or Nappa can do to stop it.
Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Well, trying to drag the creeps in. Got to be careful. Shift's coming in from the side. He's hit by the silence. We can't just Spirit Strike away with this toss. But the combo wasn't in time. So Spire should be able to disengage from this. I mean, it might take a little bit of time. Actually, just going to pop the Sandstorm and TP away. What? That was like instantly at the same time. I think my server must have frozen there. Because like he placed the sentry ward, then immediately blew him up like millisecond perfect. Agnitos though again ran out underneath the tower. The Mug Golem actually ends up finishing it, and Shady Swamp just goes for the TP out. LSA is not in time there for Barg, and that allows Jammy Twit just to run away. The only stun was used. No way to actually just stop him from escaping like that. And the tier 1 tower in the mid's also gone 10 minutes in. Blink Dagger is the next item online for Dragon. And just look how farm this man is. 1,400 gold over second place, which is the position 3 on the opposing squad. Oh, okay. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Astral with the fucking hammer drop, and he just disappears. He just actually just disappears. I imagine this tier 1 tower is going to fall pretty damn soon as well. Just 4 Brits are just on full throttle this game. Just once again, Dragon is just an absolute demon. He's already bossed both mid lanes 2 games in a row now. That was an attempt from Hexen to jump forwards, but Dragon had already queued up the Astral Imprisonment. Just completely avoided it. He's got to be careful. He's still stepping out very far forward. It is just Agnitos that's here. Hammer drop. Does get the connection. Not enough damage to find the kill just yet, but Hexen's still going to count and charge in with the silence. There's not much he can do. He gets one more final right click, but it's not been enough to find the kill. And that's a very nice grab to find there for the Radiant side. Taking down that all-important OD. The most farmed hero in the game. Pretty much worth 300 gold as well, which is pretty damn big at 12 minutes in. Solo does a fair attempt. They had to sort of try and lead up with the stun first. Otherwise, there's no way that's going to work. Charlie Swamp still just going straight in for the Helm of the Overlord. He did buy a couple of extra items, brown boots as well as the Quelling Blades. Sometimes when you see people play this hero, they literally just straight up rush it. Absolutely nothing else. Completely naked. Helm of the Overlord. That's all they want. Agnitos has been a little bit more greedy, which is fine. You know, he's had a pretty decent lane phase. The tower's already taken out, so having these brown boots will allow him to actually travel between camps a little bit faster, I suppose. So maybe it all balances out in the end. But in the mid, Dragon looks like you're trying to go for another hammer play. He gets hit by the silence as well as the pullback from the Remnant. Solo turns into the OD himself. Holds him in place. Shackle not going to get connection to 31. And Dragon dropping his own Astral yet again. That bargain's done for. Oh, they even dropped the Raw. Maybe a little bit overkill. Just screaming into a dead man's face. But hey, you know, whatever works. Now the 3 cores actually, all from the Radiant side, grouped up. Want to try and set up for a kill maybe onto Dragon. Oh, the Spire missed his bow strike. Just not long enough range. He's going to have to walk himself out of this. The Remnant gets the casual grab onto Jammy there.
Is under attack.
But even still, 4 Brits have got complete control of the enemy triangle already. I'm not sure if there was any stacks that were made, but if there were, they've all been farmed away. And the final tier 1 tower fallen down at 14 minutes into the game, which is a massive part about why the dire side has this gold advantage. And they're going to carry on pushing forward. Just why the hell not? Hit by the Astral Hammer, you just beat into it a few more times. There is a glyph available, which will probably be forced out soon. It's already down to half HP. But it doesn't look like they're deterred at all. They want to carry on pushing forwards. Well, drops the other save, but he gets hit by the Astral Imprisonment. No one's getting too ballsy to carry on diving forwards. Everyone chilling. Pretty much the entire server is at the top here. It's just Solo that's down the bot farming away. But Shift's got bored of hanging around. He wants to go farm himself. Still trying to build into the Echo Saber. Actually, I think he's got it coming out in the courier, right? Yeah, he's got complete Echo Saber now. I wonder if he's going to go straight in for the Blink Dagger or the Shadow Blade, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. This is game number 2. The dire side, 4 Brits, won it. Shift team took game number 1. And they've got the momentum in this second one as well. This Dragon's been an absolute beast in this mid lane, as normal. They're just working from tower to tower. They did a lot of work up to the tier 2 at the top. Now they're down at the bot. Just constantly keeping the Radiant on their toes. There's a few of them rotating down here to help defend it. Looks like already 4 Brits have fallen back into the trees. Don't want to just fully commit onto the tower just yet. I do actually just get the spot there onto Hexen with that lane board. Jammy to it. Just AFK. Sees the wall, gets played right in front of him. Doesn't matter. Now Agnitos is going to start getting hit by the roar there from Chowdy Swamp. He will fall. Hexen's trying to get the return kill at least onto Jammy. These constant jumps left and right with the Astral Steps, not enough. The curse is still on. He's going to take a lot of damage. We should still be able to survive this. Nice double stun from Sparta. Going to pop the Epicenter, focusing onto Jihadi Swamp. There is going to be the Aphotic Shield though, which keeps him nice and healthy. And he should be able to disengage. The Shackles, or not enough of a angle there to get the latch onto the trees. Sparta will survive for now. And now Solo even getting involved. Going to turn himself into the Tiny. Tossing Hexen in there, going in from the deep, and then tossing back up again. I bet he's going to He's a super tanky man, especially with the heals coming out from Nappa. There's just no way to actually find any of these kills. You've got to remove the Abaddon from the equation. He's just doing so much work. And Hexen, he's silenced up. He's trying to run away. His Assimilate comes up. He has 20 HP remaining. He jumps straight into the waiting arms of Jihadi Swamp. Gets tapped once and falls down. So out of all of that, it's only the Void Spirit that actually ends up dying. Oh, and Agnitos did die as well. Another mass pile of bounty runes. That's the second time that that's happened. It seems like 4 Brits never go to their own triangle. They just leave it forever and ever. They just let those bounty runes just get worth more and more gold. Well, how much actually is that? It's like 300 gold each, so it's about 1,500 gold across the entire squad. That's a lot of dosh.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think Charlie Storm's very, very close to his helm with the Overlord now as well. Only 250 gold away. It's actually already bringing out the other components on the courier. I thought maybe he might just waited. So otherwise he's going to have to like wait for the courier to go back and then come back over again. Yeah. Doesn't make that much of a difference. Shift. Charge Agnitos. The Shackle's going to be there from Jammy to it. He will fall down once the entire squad all gets one hit each on him. Sharon's caring. Hexen's charring away. Dragon though is keeping chase. He's just slightly faster now by 25. Looks like he will manage to avoid this. Instead, he's actually going to go straight up towards Solo at the top. Dragon will blink straight up to him, but he's able to get the strength morph off in time. Jammy to it gets the cut off. He actually gets the grab to him before he can get any more strength morph the hammer. He will drop it. There's no Eclipse available. He still gets the strength morph off. He's going to keep him alive for a lot longer. Hexen's coming in to try and help out. So just goes for the waveform and TP away. And he will make it. If that hammer was off cooldown, Solo was 100% dead there. Lucky from circumstance in that situation.
Dire should look to their bottom tower.
So here's the Shadow Blade once again getting queued up for shift. Only about 500 gold away. Now it looks like the 4 Brits once again going to start pressure onto another tier 2. Finished off the one that they started a few minutes ago. I don't see any sort of response coming out from the Radiant side in this. It will just fall. Maybe they might push for more. There's no glyph available. They've got the Thunderhide now. No, they decide against it. They don't want to press their luck. They just carry on taking more and more map.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Actually, just going to roll straight into the Roche pit. There's no vision available for the Radiant side in this area. They see an illusion of the Tiny running out. And they saw a courier just running in, so they might be aware of this, but it's already gone. Even if they responded instantly, it probably would have died before they could actually all converge on the area. It's now Aegis into the hands of Dragon. They have to deal with this pesky-ass OD twice. On this ward, it actually gets the spawn to Hex, and he thinks he's safe. The ward, though, is about to run out. So now he's in the fog, but even still, 4 Brits know he's in there. But they're all just waiting. The Hawk gets sent out. It just about gets the clip. Dragon's immediately on top of him. As long as he times this perfectly, which he does, that man is dead. Another kill for the OD. Just so comfortably at the top of the net worth right now. 9,000 gold. Work on towards the Ags. Charge Slash Imprisonment, increased damage 140, implies the damage in an area. I thought it always did the damage in an area. Unless I got nerfed. The glyph gets popped again. And they couldn't even kill the entire group wave. Catapult is still intact, so they might just carry on pushing forward with this. Maybe they might swap over down to the tier 2. No, they're going to keep going. Gale being extra damn annoying. Now the 4 Brits, they'll just sell for what they got. They'll fall back. Take out the outposts. Work the walk towards the bottom lane. Remove the final tier 2 of the map. At sub 25 minutes in. Just a very dominant showing so far. Despite the fact that the gold lead doesn't quite represent the fact that every single exterior tower has been removed. And it's 4 for 10. It's just been a relatively decent amount of farming pace from the cores on the side of the Radiant. That's keeping this lead just manageable, I'd say. Manageable is the word. Even still, this tower, it's about to fall down. Looks like maybe Radiant are going to push the tier 1. Hexen will probably finish that off. But even still, at the end of the day, a tier 1 for a tier 2 is not a worthwhile trade. And just look how fast those buildings die. It's so quick. These guys just shred them. They're just going to keep going. Force a lot of TP rotations back from the side of the Radiant. Creep wave just disappears in a second. That goddamn server, man. It keeps on freezing on me. So irritating. What is going on? Even still, the barracks falls. Barely barracks falls. Such a jump forward there. Immediately, the hammer gets dropped from Dragon. Does a lot of damage. He will get taken down with his first life here. Solo chucking in the Evil off the side. He didn't even pop out his second adaptive strike. And it looks like the rest of the die just going to fall back. There's no catch. There's nothing for the Radiant to stop them from just retreating. Inspired with the Blink Dagger forwards, he gets a stun just onto the Jaddy Swamp. Now they're going to turn this around. He does get the Shackle, gets reflected, but it doesn't matter. Agnitos has done what he needs to do. Sparta gets taken out. Hexen with the Avalanche toss, the Roar from there just to get the finish off. Dragon as well gets another catch. He's going to go for the hammer drop. Solo, he's trying to do as much damage as he can. He has to get the aggressive Astral Imprisonment onto him. It does a lot of work. Agnitos dies, but Solo dies as well. Every single time the Radiant finds anything at all, it just costs them huge numbers in response. God damn, these fight recaps, so useless. But now a 9k gold advantage. 3 heroes dead. 30 seconds without the Morphlin. Luckily, though, for the Radiant side, is that both the creep waves are actually pushed out quite far. So I don't think there's going to be anything else that the Dire can really do. I mean, Hammer's on cooldown, Roar's on cooldown, Focus Fire's on cooldown. But they do not care. They're just going to carry on pushing forwards. Epicenter is still available for Sparta. Oh, hammer. Wasn't even necessary. Oh, let's drop the Goon Blade onto Shift. Do a lot of damage with the Burrow Strike forwards. A lot of work. He needs some help. There's a couple of saves. Where is the Abaddon? He's off to the side. Where is he? No, he's right there. Jesus Christ, I'm blind. And Nappa there with the big saves. Keep Shift alive for as long as he possibly can. Very, very nice work. I was so confused then. I was like, what? I can't see the Abaddon. I thought it was the OD, but I don't know. I was too confused. Well, even a regen rune spawn Shift. Super lucky, man. And now the Radiant are just... They're sort of stuck. 10,000 gold in the hole. All that Solo has is an E-Blade. That's literally it. He's trying to build an MKB. He's a little ways off yet. I mean, he does have a Hand of Midas, but obviously that doesn't really do that much when it comes to team fights. Hexen's trying to build Yule Scepter still. At 25 minutes in, he's got his Witchblade, but he's just been punished so hard. Just every single time he shows himself, the OD's there. He just astrals him up, drops the hammer, and then the rest of the team follows through, and he just dies. So he's had a super rough game, this one. And a very aggressive smoke move here. And Jaddy Swamp just sort of right-clicks a creep. He had the tip. They're like, what? Why did you just right-click the creep? I hope that was a misclick. Even still, that little potential good wraparound move there was slightly wasted, but even still, looks like they're not even going to be deterred that much. The Gale Force forcing them backwards. There is the roll forwards there from Solo, which will be enough to get them out. But still, it's just the Die. They're just patrolling the outside like a pack of dogs. Just waiting for the poor old Vol to slip out of their hole so they can easily munch on them. I suppose that are they just waiting for the next Roche? Still possibly another 1 minute 50 seconds away. And I suppose they are just slowly gaining more and more of a net worth lead as they have just more of the map to abuse right now. They did get the little grab there onto Bug. Shadow Ramlet's giving him some space. Does get reflected though. And actually going to try and give him some of this fire, popping out the epicenter as well as the global silence. They're going to focus on Dragon. He gets taken out. Nothing Nappa could do to help. Very, very nicely played there from Radiant. Able to capitalize on that pretty greedy play there from Dragon. Finds that quick kill. So I guess now they're sort of forced to wait for the next Roche. Another 35 without the OD. So if they're lucky, it'll be about 30 seconds where they can, before the Roshan pops up, they can find it. BKB just gets finished up there for Shift. A bit more survivability in these fights, able to avoid just the global silence and everything coming out from the silencer. It's really damn annoying. But actually, double jump forwards there onto Nappa. He does have his ultimate, so he's probably going to get called out for this. The Raw, though, gets reflected back onto Jaddy Swamp, but he focuses onto Hexen. Shift, he gets the delay onto Solo, though. He wasn't strength morphing up. They find the Morphlin. Down for 45. Does have a buyback. And everyone's just sort of split up in different directions. Jammy Twist jumps out to the left side. Now potential re-engagement shift. Pops his BKB. Focus on to spar. A couple of right clicks, but it doesn't matter. They don't have any detection. He's still available. Oh, the Dragon, he just blink dagger straight in towards the LSA. He drops the hammer, but he's taking a lot of damage. He's just barely going to be able to survive. And they find 3 kills in a matter of seconds. Hexen, the only survivor for the squad. They do have a lot of buybacks, and they may be forced to use them here. As immediately, 4 Brits right back up to the high ground. 2 buybacks forced out. They should be able to keep solos intact. Oh, 4-star falls there from Shift. Tossing back Spar into the arms of his team. Needs some extra damage though. They have detection, and he just gets caught. Nothing you do. Down for 75. Easy dieback for him. Solo has just respawned now though. He's actually going to jump in very aggressively onto Shift. Does a lot of burst damage, but even still the heals coming in from Nappa to keep him alive. Silence is about to be up. Oh, Dragon, blink dagger forwards, but it looks like he misclicked out on the Astral Imprisonment there. Couldn't quite find it. Hexen jumping in. Just trying to distract them as much as they possibly can to keep these barracks intact. At long last, the Brits will hit onto it. And the whole set is gone. Now only 1 set of barracks left standing here for the Radiant side. It's sort of like an all-in moment. I mean, fortunately for them, the Roshan is a very long respawn time. Nearly max. Well, probably should just shy of max. Probably like, what was it, 2 minutes 20 in total, I would say. And then we'll give them the opportunity to mount some sort of counterplay, perhaps. Maybe go for like a smoke play outside of the base. Try and get a really, really nice burrow epicenter. With all the damage chucked out on top. I mean, it's wishful thinking, but at this point, it's all what they desperately need. I would have thought someone would actually just be waiting in the pit. But if they are literally just waiting for the Roshan, then yeah, someone should just be sat in there, right? Just waiting for it. So as soon as it spawns, they get it killed. Looks like Nappa will be the one to go AFK. Nope, he gets bored. Then he leaves. Fair enough.
Tribute to my house.
Let's keep him constantly positioned up in this triangle area, just to make sure that there's no way Radiant can sort of reclaim any of their own territory and set up some deep wards, which would make the Rosh fight that much easier. I mean, Bark has actually just been pushing out the bot lane, though. So he's been getting some money from that. Getting some anti-shove. But even still, it is more powerful creep, so it's not really going to do that much at the end of the day. And now, Roshan about to spawn. And it's up. Now, immediately, everyone's just going to start diving on top. We'll see how fast this one falls. Probably like the fastest in the world. Our right kick damage is pretty disgusting. It is disgusting. And then once again, they give the Aegis over towards the OD. Then they gave the Shard as well towards Chaddy Swampson. Now he's got those kamikaze eagles. Just for a little bit extra stun lockdown. It's a pretty strong Shard, actually. It's very strong. There you go. Another high ground siege coming here from the 4 Brits. Leading up onto the building. Just the right clicks alone from Shift. Just absolutely melting this thing. Doing so much damage to it. Up forwards of Hexen. They would have lost the towers versus the Gouda Blade, but it does hardly anything. Shift's HP bar didn't even move. And he just gets healed back up from Nappa anyway. Astral just gets one with connection. Does use the Gale Force Dragon Spar all the way back. Nothing he could do. He just gets deleted. The Global Science does come out, but it didn't do anything at all. Bark still got shackled up as well. Solo jumping into backwards, but didn't even matter. Jammy blinked daggered backwards, completely avoided the damage. They're still just going to jump around, but good game has already been called here for Bark. Good luck next. And that will be 4 Brits and 1 Finn moving on towards the next stage of the playoffs. I believe this is also the upper brackets, right? I think it's the upper brackets. Yeah. He was still well played to them. Taking this in a cool 2-0. I mean, the first game definitely looked quite bumpy. They could have lost that one, I'd say. Well, just a couple of misplays. But in the second game, it was definitely all them. Wasn't really too much that the Radiant was able to do to make any sort of counterplay happen. I mean, even though the lanes went better, in my opinion. Like, the Morphlin was having decent farm at the bot lane. The Sand King had a really good time at the top. I say the only person who was still dicked over was Hexen, but I mean, he got dicked over in the first game as well, so you can't really say that was much of a difference. But yeah, even without that better start, it just wasn't quite enough to bring him back into it. Just Dragon, man. Dragon, he was such a pain in the ass. Man knows how to play in the mid lane, I'll give him that. Very, very good. So yeah, once again, well played to them. GG, much well deserved. And if you guys have enjoyed this game, my cast, please don't follow me on my Twitch and YouTube. Any help I get, I thoroughly appreciate. Makes me feel warm inside, which